Beyond is introducing you.
Oh, Bia,
Okay.
are you in there?
Uh-huh.
All right, so you have the microphone.
Okay. Columbo. Tonight, Columbo will be presenting her presentation on the book On My Own Two Feet, A Modern Girl's Guide to Personal Finance by Manisha Thakor and Sharon Kedar.
All right, so thank you, Beyond, for introducing me. Uh, I will dive right into the book On My Own 2 Feet, A Modern Girl's Guide to Personal Finance. So I did not do the biography of the authors. The book is written by Manish Thakor and Sharon Kedar. I think both of them they used to work at the Wall Street Journal. So, but I didn't do any biography of them. Um, First, I did a summary of each chapter. So I will go through them quickly, and I hope that every one of us read the book. Okay. So they started by talking about saving, and they want people to start saving now, no matter what. So they introduce the core idea of paying yourself first, and we learned that concept from one of our book, The Richest Men of Babylon, how to pay ourselves first, right? We pay ourselves first before we start paying the bills and all of that. Explain why saving early is important due to compound interest. And later on, they talk about that concept again when they talk about investing. They help us calculate how much to save and where to put it. So last week, I believe, or the other week, we talked about high yield saving account, right? So when you save your money, you want to put it somewhere where it can grow. Don't put it under the mattress or in the refrigerator. The emphasis building an emergency fund as the foundation of financial independence. They suggest that it is that emergency fund be as big enough to cover 3 to 6 months of monthly essential expenses. The next chapter, they talk about credit card, and we discussed it again here before to use the credit card wisely. So they suggest to break down, they discuss how credit card works, right? It shows how interest accumulates. And when you use your credit card, they suggest that you pay in full balance, because if you just pay the minimum due, it's very expensive at the end. Offers rule for responsible use. Pay in full, avoiding fees, and choosing the right credit card is very important. There are some credit card that has a annual fee. If you need to avoid those credit cards as well. They warn against emotional and impulsive spending. I know I'm guilty of that. You know, sometimes when I'm bored, I kind of grab my cell phone and start shopping online. I call those impulsive spending, because I see it, I don't even touch it, and I buy it, right? So they warning us to avoid those type of spending. They explain credit cards, right? The credit score. That is very important to have a good credit score. So having a good credit score, I would say it's like a money in your pocket. You can kind of borrow money from your bank for less interest rate. So they explain why it's important to have a good credit score, how to check your credit score. They give multiple websites you can go in and learn how to check and how credit score work, right? The book also break down factors that influence your score. Payment history, when you have your bills, if you pay on time, it's improve your credit score. If you kind of pay late, it affects also your credit score, right? Your credit card payment also affects your credit score. And kind of like they say, when you have your credit card, don't use more than 30% of the amount of your credit card, so that it's kind of builds you a good credit. They give strategies to build or repair credit as well. Teaches you how to check your credit reports and dispute error. Right. So they also talk about protecting ourselves. And one thing that we have here that protect ourselves are the insurances, right? They talk about different type of insurance. The most important are health insurance. Very important to have. Employers offer health insurance. Schools and the university also offers that. We have the main two type, which is HMO. HMO is a lower cost, less flexibility, right? So you have to see only provider that work with HMO only. But they also have a PPO. You have higher premium to pay, but you have more flexibility. You can get any provider that work under your plan. Okay. So on that, I have one experience. I used to have a PPO. So 1 year I decided to choose the HMO. It's lower cost, and my dentist doesn't take HMO, right? So I had to go to that provider who work with HMO. And the first day I went to them, there were a lot of people. I waited longer, and the doctor barely touches me, or have less than 3 minutes to talk to me and disappeared. So I decided not to do HMO anymore. I rather have someone who will explain something, stuff for me, and help me understand what's going on with my health. So it depends on how much you have, how much you want to pay, and you decide either plan that work for you. For me, the HMO didn't work. I didn't like it. So the book suggests also that if you don't have enough money, money is tight, you are stretching and have to buy health insurance, they suggest to purchase a low cost, high deductible catastrophic plan for kind of in case something bad happen. So another important information I read in the book and I found it important is, if you are leaving your job or being laid off, you have 6 days to apply for an extension of your health care coverage offered by your employer. And the employer who has a more 20 or more employees offers those plan, and that plan is a plan under Cobra, and will cover you up to 18 months, even if you don't have another job. Then next, they talk about auto insurance. We have the liabilities, we have full coverage, and they give different type and all the advantages. So they put a lot of stuff under fine print that we don't even know. Now, it's very important that we know everything that's our liability insurance covers. Sometimes it gives you lawyers to cover you if you have a insurance and the other person kind of sue you. That liability insurance gives you a lawyer to defend you. So then they talk about renter or homeowner insurance, very important in case something happened. In 2021, in our older house, one morning after Thanksgiving, I think it was Thanksgiving time, and we woke up, all the downstairs was full of water. It didn't rain, it didn't there was no natural disaster. There was a pipe that broke under the sink, and everything in the house was wet. So, luckily, we had insurance and it covers us, and we used that opportunity to renovate the entire downstairs. And the insurance covers that. So, it's very important to have those insurance to cover whatever we have. They also talk about disability insurance, right? Most employers will offer those disability, and it covers 60 to 70% of your salary when you are not able to work, right? So that is very important to know as well. Also, the book talked about life insurance. And the main thing they talk here about life insurance is that the only one people should get is the term life insurance. That is the rule of thumb, to buy only a term life insurance that covers sometime between 5 to 10 times your annual income. And that is to help with when unexpected death happen, and the person who is the provider of the entire family pass and there is no income. It's important to have that insurance to help with the kid, the school, and all of that. Okay, so then they also explain in detail how to prioritize and pay the debt, right? They compare the avalanche versus the snowball method. Explain how to pay off student loan, car loan, and credit card debt in plain language. For me, when I was reading the book, if every chapter I keep reading and reading, I want to know every detail of what they're saying, because they went really in depth in if every topic. Okay. Next is they talk about embracing budgeting and spending smart, right? Teach mindful spending, reduce budgeting method that work. So 50, 30, and 20%. And also they talk about automatic transfers as well. And we learned that concept from the other book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. So then in the chapter 7, they discuss long-term investment. So why to invest? First, they say investment is to combat inflation, which is very corrosive to money. And she saw a graph. If you kind of put 1,000 in your under your mattress today and want to save it and use it in 30 years, you can only buy something that costs $230, right? But if you invest that 100, you will end up with more money. They went over investing in simple terms for beginners so they can understand better what investing mean. Talk about stock, bond, mutual fund, and diversification of investment. So one thing I kind of keep in my the head of my mind is if you have a money that you want to use before 5 years, they want you to put in a high yield saving account, right? And if there's a money that you want to use after 5 years, put it in kind of investment like an ETF of S&P 500, stuff like that, so it can grow faster than the high yield saving accounts. They also encourage low cost or long term investing through retirement accounts. Paying off a high interest debt is one of the best investment you can make for the future. Then they came here to talk about the retirement account. They describe different type of 401k, IRAs, Roth, and versus traditional and employer match uh, retirement account. So they strongly suggest that if your employer offer a match through your 401k to take advantage of it, it's free money for you that you can put there to use later in retirement. Okay. Um, Now they are in chapter 9. They discuss a major life purchase, how buying a car, renting a house versus owning, planning for big expenses, and they explain different terms for mortgage, down payment, interest rates in simple term for beginners who want to buy a house. If you want to buy a car, what to look for, what to avoid, what every term means. So the book went into detail in explaining everything about that. The book also help you avoid common trap like buying too much house or leasing car for unnecessarily. Then in chapter 10, they talk about protecting your future, introducing will, uh, beneficiary, basic estate planning. It's very important to think about it. Even as a younger person, we can still do it because we don't know uh, what is in is there for us. We don't know what will happen, right? And we don't want to go and leave a mess behind for our kids or for our family. So, in conclusion, the book really helped summarize core principle in finances, help create personalized finance about and create plan and actions to take to kind of help us lead our financial life, right? It's also encourage building habits that support long-term financial independence. And that's the end. Question and comments. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Does anyone have anything to say about the presentation?
Beyond, we can hear you well.
No. Okay. Now that the presentation is done, does anyone have anything to say about it?
All right. Thank you.
Feels like a room has someone.
So the floor is open for question and comments.
Don't you want to present the book first?
Huh? What did you say, Charlie?
Yes. I said thank you for your presentation.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think Natif put the hand up. Natif want to talk, right?
It was a mistake, but I can go ahead. No, I was trying to clap, but I did press the hand up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So yeah, that was yeah. Anyway, thank you for the presentation. I think your presentation go deeper than the one we were accustomed recently. Why? Because you make sure that we understand each part of the book, which is sometimes good. But if beyond is your
it went over.
your the one who want to mark you, he will mark you down because he doesn't like that.
That
Anyway,
is
so
true.
thank you a
I
lot. And
apologize.
yes, and don't worry, I will just so definitely I think all the books are trying to get back to the same thing, especially the financial books. And when I was reading this one, I make sure that I summarize it in my head by saying to myself that you have 3 to 4 steps to be financial savvy, to be financial free. And the first one is the fact that you have to make money. It doesn't mean that you have to have a job, but you have to have the way you to make money first. And the second, you have to make sure that your income is more than expenses. Otherwise, you will never have any savings that you accumulate to invest. But don't do what a lot of people do in Africa, especially in Benin. We are champion to save, but we always stop there. We don't go far by investing, especially that we learn that, oh, this my cousin invests in maybe another friend's business and he lost everything. So we don't want to hear about investment. But if you go only by the savings, you will never get rich. So we had to be aware that yes, investment, you might lose your money, but you need to do investment before you can pretend to be financial free or rich. And nowadays, I hope that we are getting the information. There's the stock market in in West Africa that we don't have the information a lot, which is I think is a Bourse de Valeur
The
Immobilier Régional,
BRMVM.
Bourse Régional, BRVM. We don't learn about it, but it's very important. And sometimes those stock markets are even making more money than American stock market. So we had to be aware of that. It's more complicated. It does not have any app or internet to do things. It's sometimes manual, but sometimes they make more money down there than here. So thank you again for the presentation. And I'm
You're
here. I don't
welcome.
have any question, but I'm here if anyone has a question that I need to answer as well or pitch in as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natif. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Fred.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Beyonce. Can I go in?
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Tatakolom, thanks for the book. We wish next time you do a little bit shorter like Beyond. But it was also good for the people who didn't read it now, for who didn't get a chance to go through. So thank you for your presentation. And you
You're
shared the file
welcome.
with us.
Yeah, I
Uh,
already sent.
okay. Speaking of the author, both of them they live in Houston, Texas. So these are here is their home. And why the book is the title "Woman Instead of Men," even though they say it applies both to men and women. But they put women because they realize that 80% of the men in the US die married, but 80% of the women die single. Men tend to die before their wife, and later they are single and they don't know what to do because most of the time the men were the one to handle finance and later they'll be alone. So that's why they're titled. But everything in the book apply both to men and women. Um, the abstract of the book is save, invest, protect. That's the book. Save, invest, protect. Save so later you can spend. You just don't want to save and for the sake of saving. Save and you can spend when you need it at a later date. Invest so it can grow, right? Other than that, inflation will take care of it. And like you say, don't save and then put the money under the mattress. Inflation and anything else can erode it. And then protect because we are on planet Earth. If anything that is not protected, it will be attacked. Something gonna happen to it. So that's where you have to learn about all of the facts about money, and that's where the book talk a lot about all of the tool out there. Credit card that can be useful, but it can also be harm harmless for you. The same thing apply to so many insurance, all of the product out there. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a house. If you don't learn the literacy, then they will sell you something and they're gonna erode your finances. So to finish, the book is telling us that no one want to be idiot really when it comes to money. No one want to be in debt to pay too much interest. But the issue is at school, they don't teach money. They don't teach financial independence. So it's up to us to learn about money because it affects every aspect of life from religion to psychology to health to anything, family. And most of the time, um, it's like parenting. There is no school for that, right? And we hope our kid will do like us and the kid copy or do some stuff. The same thing for the money. Most of the people they don't read anything, they don't learn anything, and then later they become adult and they just do whatever they can do. But I'm happy that the people in this book club here we're not in that category, or we don't want to stay in that category. That's why we're here to be financial independent later in our life. And the book say the earlier you start, the most benefit you will get. But it's never too late to start. Thank you.
Thank you.
You?
Thank you, Fred Thomas.
Thank you,
You
Thomas.
welcome.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
Well, if no one wants to have say something, I could just add a few points. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Colomb, for your wonderful presentation.
You're
I
welcome.
really like it the way you went in depth, point by point, and you gave us a good summary of the book, even though we have read similar books and the the they all have the same principle as Fred Thomas just said and Fred Arun as well. Okay, it all start with making money, saving it. Instead of just sitting on the saving, you should invest because you have two options while investing. Not only you have the possibility to grow your money, but also to allow it not to get eroded by inflation. Okay, and then you it leads to eventual financial independence. But the other key points that she also mentioned are things to avoid to a lot of important points to avoid to because you can't accumulate money if you don't avoid losing it, and then that is the main thing. So you took your time and went and touched all those points, even though it was slightly longer than the beyond principle that we are all following, but you were still within the time. Yeah. You were still within the time frame. You never went beyond it, so it is good. We want it to be short, but when it is necessary to get important points out, we should not avoid to do that, as far as we still stay within the 15 minute or maximum 20 minutes time frame. So that is really good. I don't have much to add than to say that I thank you and thank whoever suggested the book. It is never bad to keep learning the principle, and eventually we'll keep also implementing them, and then move outside, move out of this cycle of poverty, and truly start talking about financial independence. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Problem.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I'll be next.
Anyone else?
Me. I'll go next.
All right, Bill.
I'll go after Beyond.
Okay. Okay. Hi. Thanks for the great presentation. Okay. That's some core strategies from the that learning the power of 10. So,
Yeah, you are kind of breaking though.
yeah. Wait. Better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. First, I want to thank Kalam for the great presentation and some core strategies I learned from the book. Is that I should save at least 1/10 of your earnings, opt for low cost passively managed index funds, make a budget that balances enjoying day enjoying today while planning for the future, and managing debt by avoiding high interest credit and
Yeah.
compounding interest, like leveraging the magical power by starting to save early. And another thing, without
Mhm.
it's very likely that without information like this, and someone starting out in life on their own would end up in financial financial change sooner rather than later.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
That is awesome, Beyond. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Me, I can go. Hi, everyone.
hi, Giovanni.
Yes, hello, Giovanni.
Hello.
Thank you, Tata Kulung, for your good presentation. And for book, teach us how to become financially independent. And but I have a question.
Mhm.
My question is, I would like to know if there are other types of investments besides uh, index funds for beginners.
Well, I would say yeah, there are multiple investment type.
Mhm.
However, they highly suggest the S&P 500 ETF because they are pretty much safer, right?
Okay.
There's multiple single stocks you can invest in. You can invest in real estate, you know, but the S&P 500 is kind of boring, and you don't have to do anything, and you will see your money grow.
Okay.
Yeah, it will go down sometime, but at the long term, it always goes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if Charlie or Aaron or Thomas has any answer for that.
I'll let Nasif to go first because that's a very big question for multiple book.
Mhm.
Maybe Nasif?
That, that's not true.
Hmm?
let, you might be scared that the index is not for beginner, but it's the opposite.
Okay.
Why? Because that one is even advised to go deeper. But beside that, we had to ask you what is your risk tolerance, how you can stomach that you put 10,000 and the following day they say that is now 5,000. Can you stomach that? Can you hold tight knowing that in maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years it will go back to 15,000? So that's the most important part. Otherwise, you can go for the certificate of deposit, and those one they are just keeping up with the inflation. It's not a real investment, but it's just a way of keeping up with the inflation. So you might think that is for the beginner, but you are better off going straight to the index and not trying to pick stocks. On
Okay.
that, I can leave Thomas or Fred Gerard or another our new friend Roland to pitch in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nasif.
Thank you.
Charlie, you want to go?
Oh no, just go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Giovanni, thank you. Is a very, very big question, but we'll try to give a small answer here today. And later we will schedule one or two books to answer that question. Investing mean, right? You put down something, and in the near future or the long term, you will get a return on your investment, right?
Yes.
So, investing in the US here, you have a variety of stuff that you can invest in. Some of them are well known and some are public, right? So, like in the old day, people will buy gold jewelry and keep it because it gain value with the time. That's also an investment. But today, you can buy on the stock market. So the same thing apply for silver, all of the other metal, right? And we talk about company that we invest in, the one we know, gas station, Walmart, and stuff like that. Or when they put them together, indexing them, then we invest on buying the index fund, and then we don't do anything, right? So that's the most popular that we're talking about here in this club. But also, if you want, you can invest in crops. Some people invest in like corn, all of these things. In Chicago, there is a stock market transaction of that you can go and buy like farming and stuff like that. So
Are
some
you
other
talking
people,
about derivatives?
I don't know the technical name, but you can
The
invest
term
in.
you're referring to is derivatives.
Okay,
No,
so
it's not derivative. There is it's called commodity.
commodity, right?
Mhm.
That one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, okay. You're,
commodity.
you're talking about commodities, not okay. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about derivative
anything that
futures.
anything that is useful, like oil, crude oil, corn, wheat, anything that. But derivative, how do you say it?
Derivatives.
Is mean that derivative.
It's
I'll
okay. We
try.
know you English speaker as the second language.
Yeah, it means that it's coming it, when it derive. That's the word.
Derivative.
How
Mhm.
yeah. It means that it derived from something else. It
Mhm.
derived, which means that it's not the principle. You might be saying that okay, how corn can be they can have a derivative for that, even though that is corn, but it's coming from out. Let's say that I say, okay, I'll go and buy the future of corns. So I'm paying for a corn that will be available in 6 months, be available in 10 months. But those are another rules for that. But if you are going to the corn directly, is a commodity. Thank you. Go ahead, Thomas.
So like when I take that term like derivative, we have something similar in our country. In Go phone, they say a swafa. So you go and you pay someone and they take the land and then they will, farm and do everything. Until later they pay you yeah, you pay back the owner before they take. But we have similar stuff in our country. Just I want to use that example. Now, continuing. So I was saying, as a long stretch of possibility to invest, you can invest in your friend, right? Like you have a friend who has a business, they're doing something, and you say, "Oh, if I give them money, they can the business will grow." But you agree on a term what they're gonna pay you, so your principal plus interest, right? You can invest in the friend, you can invest in the family. But we read the diary of the Wimpy Kid, and the Wimpy Kid said to not invest in family. So if you um
The messing family.
yeah, some people invest. I want just to open that. That's why I say it's a broader
Very
question, like the
broad
thing.
way. Yeah.
Some people invest in stamp. Giovanni, you know what is stamp?
Mm,
Temp postal.
yes.
Mhm.
Some people invest in that, and some people invest in coins, right? Some
Oh,
coins that are not common, like stuff like that, and they know they gain value. But you got to know what you're doing because you might get the wrong coins.
Thomas, it means that you are removing something from her questions. She said for beginners.
No, the beginner investing for the beginner don't go to the stock market, right?
And
The
no, they can go, but when you are talking about stamps, you are talking about gold. I don't think whether
collection.
it's yeah, I don't think whether it's a totally beginner stuff.
Oh, okay. So we need to stay just here.
Yeah.
Well, later we'll talk about the other stuff because we African. It look like lately we discovered the stock market and we just stay there. Like mineral rights, some other stuff. There's plenty of stuff out there that people are doing that we're not, right? But if we want to just to make it simple, you take a browser, like a well-known investment brokerage, Bank of America, like Merrill Lynch, Vanguard, whatever, Robinhood, and you select one, and then you invest in something. So the beginner is there, but for me, the easier way for beginner is also to invest in the people that you trust, that they're doing something and you know it's working, and you can gain from it. That's also old school investment, right?
okay.
I'll stop there for the moment before I open the big book. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thomas. Yes, Giovanni and I talked a little bit about this stuff here, and I told her that for a good beginning is to have the desire to invest, which is the whole thing, and knowing that the future of financial independence is in investment and taking all the steps that you could take. The best way to build wealth is to save money. And wealth is what you accumulate rather than what you spend. So she had already made the resolution to get rid of all applications that will be sucking her blood or her financial blood, and then leading her to early bankruptcy, but to be saving. And as she's saving, yes, for a beginner, not to remain within the boundary, as Fred Arun is drawing our attention to, is save money and find any borrowing index that you could afford for now and be accumulating money in. But it is very important to know that as a young person, this is the time you can take risk. And it will be imperative to open your eyes into all what Fred Thomas was talking about, and be able to do things that you can do and be able to lose now and stand it. At the same time, the next Facebook, the next Google, or the next Twitter, you guys are the one who could venture more and put your strength and hard earning into those kind of things, either yourself or finding, realizing in your friends the capability of doing great things and capitalize in it, leverage on their strength and their talents, and build them up. You have to be able to do it to make them work, and you shouldn't be afraid. But at the same time, yes, at the beginning, for before you could be able to invest anything, you need to save. Start saving indiscriminately and keep learning. That way you will be able to make good move. And there are so many books that talk about investment. We will never stop learning, we'll never stop reading them. But yes, start saving, start putting them somewhere where they wouldn't be totally subject and then a victim of inflation. But as time goes on, make moves, put them, push them, wherever you feel you want to explore more as you go. Because if you don't put money into them, you will not learn what they are and be able to know them well. So that is what I could also add. The word is open. Nobody is ever fully knowledgeable of how to invest and what to do and know it all. No one. Everybody is almost always at the beginning. We can just play safe by doing, the boring things, or we can take a little more risk by investing into anything else, as other brothers and sisters have mentioned. That is all I could add.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank
don't know if
you.
Sheila want to talk. Other than that, I have something to add.
Um, I mean, I feel like a lot has already been said. I guess I'll just say what I actually read part of this book a while back. I wasn't able to finish it then. I wasn't able to, unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish it for this week. But purely on what I remember about the book and my mom's wonderful presentation, I think its biggest strength is its target audience, and more specifically, how it's a book you're supposed to hand to someone who doesn't talk about finance, who doesn't care about finance, who goes to work, who pays their bills and goes home. And they're not at all interested in like, oh, you're gonna do these things to beat inflation and make this money. It's a book for people who want a little bit less pressure in their life and want to worry about things a little bit less, right? And it's not like a, oh, you do all these things, you're going to magically make more money, right? But it's, you do all these things, in 10 years, your life will be better. And I think that is very good that the author decided to take that approach. And I also like their focus on like, okay, most of the time their husbands are the ones handling the finance, right? So let's target like there's a stereotype of this. I don't know if you've ever heard of this idea of girl math. right? Where you
No.
justify bad financial decisions by not thinking that hard about it, right?
Mm,
Like a common one that's used is if it's cash, it's free because the number in your bank account doesn't go down, right?
mhm,
Um, but yeah, I should look up this idea of the idea of girl math. But it's basically fighting the stereotype, and I would say it's a lot better now than it used to be when the book was written. But yeah, I really liked it. So thank you, and I hope everyone has a good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
But we're
yeah, thank you too.
not going away yet. Thank you very much.
And
No,
what
no, I'm
advice do
just
you have
when
for?
I'm on the floor, I thank everyone, and I hope everyone has a good night. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Shire.
Yeah, and do you have, as a young guy too, do you have any advice for the young girl?
Um, don't believe anyone who says you can get money quickly online, especially if they're saying that you can get money quickly in like a video that's less than 5 minutes. There are people who dedicate their whole lives trying to figure out how to get money quickly, and they don't figure it out. So if you can learn it that quickly, why are you making a YouTube video? You should be going out and making that money instead. So that's my advice.
That is fine.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to emphasize something. I want to say something about the book. You know, the book talks about finance and uh, how to uh, to save, how to protect, right, and how to
Mhm,
invest. But I in this book, I like the way they detail everything, like the way they talk about, okay, when you're going to buy insurance, you have all these options in front of you. You have all these words, and here are what they mean, right? And
mhm,
make sure to choose the right one, the one that doesn't break your budget. If you're going to buy a house or a car, you have all these options in front of you. Make sure you look at your pocket, you look at your budget, and choose the one that fits the best. And that side of the book makes the
mhm,
big difference, right? Because for me, when I was reading, like they said about health insurance, you know, in my head, I knew that, oh, I lose my job, I lose my health insurance, right? But there's options for me that even though I'm not working, I can call the insurance or call my company and say, okay, I want to get into that Cobra plan that
mhm,
exists that not many people know, right? So I can still get coverage while I'm looking for other options. So, which is very important knowledge that I got from the book. And there are other stuff, a lot of other stuff that's I love the detail, the example, the definitions that this book offers. All right.
Thank you to that column. Maybe Roland want to say something. We can have a lot, but she does a good night though.
Oh, don't listen to Sheila.
Mm,
Roland, you're mute.
no. Roland, you're mute.
On it, but I don't have really anything to say, but it's not easy to present the way Madame Hulekon did. Then I want to encourage her to continue this way. And her English sounds good. Everything was clear for me. Then I learned new things. Despite I told you earlier that I'm not feeling good. I need rest, but the topic was so interesting, and I captivated Massimo to captivate. Everything was clear for me. Then I thank you for thank you, Mrs. Pundekon, for your presentation, and thank you.
You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Roland.
Yes, we
Clap
see
for
Shadow tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.
Roland,
Thank you.
Roland, I have an advice for you. Don't make it too much formal by saying Monsieur.
like just
Right.
Yeah.
Just call
Cologne.
Colo.
You
Yeah,
know
Colo.
what?
This
Go
is my
somewhere.
Tata Columbus here.
Okay,
What? When
Tata
I
Oh,
Column.
introduce
perfect.
myself, I'm like, call me Coco. And I'm
Oh,
happy.
Okay, I will do. I will do that one for henceforth. I will do. Okay, don't
Yeah.
worry. Thank you, Tata Column.
Yes.
awesome.
Uh, you can say Mashiran also. I accept that. But
Yeah,
Uh,
Mama Bion, Mama
maybe
oh,
Bion.
perfect. Now you are back. You are now in the club. This is the very informal club. We want it to
Yeah.
be very informal so that we are relaxed and just
Yeah.
make our mistake while learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
Arun.
She know that Charlie don't mind.
Yeah.
She know me very well. She know that I'm a team player.
Oh, great. I love that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, see you then.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
if you allow me, I just want to go back a little bit. Like the book say, um,
Mm-hmm.
not too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have too many credit card and stuff, and then they advise how to reduce, how to control all of that. But the
Yes.
point I would like, a few point I would like to make is the compound effect for especially the young among us should really be on should be right. If you want, the book say it, but we can do it. Like we can take an Excel spreadsheet, or you can take a calculator online, and you look. Okay, hey, right now I might be 20 something. If I invest like that, they give example of two girls, right, where they put
Mm-hmm.
10,000, and they stop putting in. And in the long run, 20, 30 years later, what it can look like. So I just want to tell Giovanni, Bion, and Shrey, like, you can easily become millionaire because you have the tool, and you probably have also the support of what to do, and some people can guide you. And later, by the time you get to 50, you might work by choice. You might work for pleasure. You don't have to work. You work because you want to work, because you have enough money to cover your family and the rest of your life. This might be one of the benefits of being here at this moment, this club, right? Many of the African community, they don't talk about anything like this. Okay, so it's up to you. If anyone is interested, we can, deep dive in this and look at the number, make an action plan. If you do this, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they say it's gonna happen. Is the math. Column clearly says some years is down, some years up, but for the long run, and I think it's this book, right? And someone sent the from 1926 to today, the S&P 500 average around 10 to 12%. So if you put the money there, you don't have to do that much. You just save, get away from Amazon, get away from eBay, how you call the other one, Shan and stuff like that for a moment, and put the money there, and then you continue your whole life. The compound will work for you. So that's my gift for you. If anyone is interested, we can make a plan and achieve. And even if we get older or we're no longer here, but you will remember you're a member of a club, and you can continue that with your own family. The second point I would like to quick make is the one Nasif was talking about, the BRVM in West Africa. We have that, and the people who were born home and grew up home, clearly like CFAO, Nestle, right? Even if what we call Loterie Nationale du Benin is at the BRVM, and the lottery never bankrupt; they always make money, right? So if anyone get a chance to be in Benin and you have all of your like ID, everything, you go to one of the, because you have to go through some company. It's not online like Nasif say, but you go through some of the company and you tell them how much you want to put and what you want to put on. They will do it for you. But still, if you want, you can see your portfolio online, but you cannot invest and buy and stuff like we do here. You cannot do it online, but clearly there is opportunity. You have growth for like 28, 30% in some of the value over there. But again, not like here that you want to sell and you can sell. Liquidity is not as fast as in the US, but that's a possibility for us. Something to know that is not only in the US. You have activity happening, even if Benin, like when they want to raise money for some of the roads and stuff, they offer a bond, right? And you can also look in and say if you want to do or not. So those are a few stuff like I would like to just, since you asked the question about what to invest